Hello, Vault Dwellers! My name is Kyle, and today we're going to be talking about Fallout's official TTRPG, created in conjunction with Bethesda and Modiphius, which is right now on sale in a huge way on Humble Bundle in conjunction with the Alchemy VTT. That stands for Virtual Tabletop. So if you're interested in getting into the Fallout tabletop game, this is also called Fallout 2D20 is how you'll see it shortened. This Fallout tabletop, very complete, fleshed out world that Modiphius has been working on for a couple years now. I just started playing it this last March, that'd be March of 2024, with a group of 3 of my comrades. We sit around the virtual table on Discord, and in the last month, we brought it over to YouTube. So we've started to publish that on our Tales from Tomorrow YouTube channel. If you want to check that out, there'll be links in the description below. But if you're here, you're probably here to learn about this sale. I want to show you a little bit of my own Alchemy tabletop so you can see what this is like. And if people are interested in seeing a more deep dive that's fleshed out in the VTT sense, I'm happy to do that too. Leave a comment below. And while you're at it, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell notification. And like I said, check out the other account we've got here on YouTube. I'm very new to this all, so thanks for cutting me some slack. Mostly I stream over at Twitch, twitch.tv/Overseer Kyle, just like this channel here. The big takeaway, and it's hidden a little bit behind me, I'll move it, is that you can get this entire package of books, guidebooks, modules, adventures for $25 US. This is what they're claiming to be a $244 value. And I gotta say, this is an impressive pack. Notably, the Fallout rulebook down here, the core rulebook with the enhanced edition, grants you some cool visual overlays, some audio effects and things like that to use in your virtual tabletop. And why might you use a virtual tabletop? Well, if you're not in person doing paper and pen playstyle, you're probably at this stage playing online, or you want this as maybe a supplemental while you are in person. And Alchemy could be pretty great for that. It is my favorite of the VTTs I've tried so far. I've heard Foundry might be better, but I don't think they have official licensing for any of the Fallout TTRPG such. And what I wanted was just to get the books and all of that digitized because, well, they're quite actually beefy books. I've got some of them right here. Here's the core rule book on the front. Are these in the order they were released? Yes, they are. The Settlers book. This adds an expansion to let you make settlements. It lets you build robots and gives you other origins, starter backgrounds, if you will. And then finally is the Wanderers. This is the most recent of the supplemental guide books. So this is number 2. All really great information, and I was craving these others getting uploaded to the VTT. Recently, we've only been playing with what you see me highlighting down here, the core rulebook and, well, I guess that's the starter kit. Maybe the Game Master's tool was in there as well, but that was about it. These are each one of these would probably cost $25 on their own, Wanderers and Settlers. I believe these were $50 hardbacks, and they came with the PDF sent via email. Warning that if you buy this package, this is only for the Alchemy VTT. This does not include PDFs, though I've seen on the subreddit people saying you can strip out some of the content and reformat it how you want, that there's maybe downloadable pictures and things. I have not tried that myself, but that sounds cool. I'd actually like that. I could work that into some of my own setup. I went the hard route in the past, hard, but it paid off. I've digitized my books. I took them from PDF form and put them into a Notion document that's shared amongst my friends. That way I can send specific links to specific articles. There are people that own, copies of these PDFs and such themselves. So it just makes sense for us to share it around that way. The digitization there has allowed us to search things in a big way. So this deal, amazing. Let's cover what's in it in completion. Then we'll go take a look at the Alchemy tabletop. That way you can see if you even like it or not. So again, core rulebooks, supplementals. Wanderers adds a ton of beasts to the game. Really big bestiary. Really taps into Appalachia and the cryptids. So like Mega Sloth, Wendigo, all kinds of stuff like that. Mothman's in there. Very cool. It also has a couple extra starter origins, and we could go into detail about what these books are in the future too. So again, if you want to see that, shout out below what sort of content you'd like me to yield to you, because we could go full cam on this and we could show off some of the book. I won't spoil it all so Modiphius doesn't get mad at me for anything, but This is really great. Again, the bestiary, giant ants, giant mantises, gator claws, deathclaw matriarchs, cave crickets, albino rad scorpions. The list goes on. Gunners are in here, enclave soldiers. There's a bunch of bad guys. So this is, the Liberator bots are there from Fallout 76. And as I say that, my puppy comes to join us as we're recording. Wanderers has largely been considered one of the best guides to get for your players. Settlers, again, is really built on making yourself a settlement. So if your players aren't big into that, you could probably go without it. It adds faction reputation systems. It adds a couple origins. Let's see which ones those are in here. Is this, I think, like Minutemen come in here. Almost there, one sec. Oh, Protectrons are in here. Yeah, Commonwealth Minutemen, NCR, Rangers, Robo-Brains, Gen 3 synths, and a bunch of perks that your characters can take. Now, if you don't know the basics of the game, some of this might sound a little over your head or something like that at first. You will get a quick feel for this, and Alchemy could be great for helping take some of that burden off of your players. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of background to this. Game Master's Toolkit. Modiphius, don't be mad at me, but I want to give an honest opinion to the audience. By the way, no sponsorship here. I bought all of this out of my own pocket more than once, unfortunately. At this stage, not only do I own them all in the VTT here, but I bought some things outside of it. And yeah. Anyway, I own multiple copies of these books. So full discretion for everyone, or disclosure, that Modiphius should really hire an extra editor for their team, or one at all. These books are sort of notorious in the community for having a lot of typos, to the point that some of the elements of the game don't completely work out of the box. The community over on the subreddit is amazing, so check that out. Fallout 2D20 is the subreddit. One of their members over there, Ziggy, does as much work to this game as the formal developers. So Modiphius, shout out to you guys in general. The stuff you've made is really cool, but it could really use an extra third, fourth, fifth set of eyes. Maybe, honestly, send that stuff out to the community early. Get the real nerds in there. Like, let the community who's like hyper nerdy figure this stuff out for you and send you a list. I'm always shocked. This is a small rant, but I'm always shocked how little faith game studios, video games, have in their players to like play test things. And I this might be an opportunity if Modiphius is allowed to do it with NDAs and such like that. Rely on your community. Let them do it. I would not be a good fit for that. I could preview the book and say a lot of nice things about what I think, and I could give some realistic feedback on layout, but I'm not one of those hyper nerds that does all the stat blocks. Those people are pillars of our community, but that goes over my ADHD head who can barely focus on one page at a time. Anyway, what are we talking about? We're talking about this stuff on the screen. So is it a good TTRPG? I think so. My friends and I have been playing it for a year, but does it have issues? Yes, it does. On to some of the pre-made adventure modules. You can see a couple of them here. These are in the Astoundingly Awesome Tales section. So there's Winter of Adam, which has actually quite a lot of information. I don't have that as a hard book, but I'd like it. It adds some camping mechanics and some winter mechanics, so that's cool. Orange Colored Sky, haven't touched. Fully operational. Showdown in Skull Canyon, Hunted, and Into the Abyss. Haven't touched any of those. They're all pre-gen modules, which could be great for you. If you like that sort of stuff, this is an adventure in 3 acts for characters 8 to 12 in level, underwater scavenging. Cool. Maybe there's even some underwater mechanics in that. That'd be neat. That'd be really neat. I'd like it for that reason, that I should go through there and see if there's useful mechanics. Moving on, we have NPC packs, the Rust Devils, Enclave Remnants, and Riley's Rangers. Great. Oh, in addition, there is a specific, I think this is only the 3 characters, but you got Lucy, Maximus, and the Ghoul from the Fallout TV series, which is just wonderful. So you could roll up a one-shot or a whole campaign where you're playing as them. These are very exciting, and I'm really glad that this pack saved me even more money, because these were going up for, I think, $25 a piece on Alchemy. And I may have bought them in person first for maybe $50. Anyway, accidents happen, regrets are made. It seemed like Alchemy, were not going to get a lot of this uploaded recently from the Wanderers and Settlers. It's been a year since Wanderers launched. It's been more than a year since Settlers launched. And I started to get really nervous that these things weren't ever going to surface. But just as of Thursday, I think it was, they just dumped this whole huge sale up there. So this is really a good time to get it. I got to reemphasize, if you're new, if you're questioning if this game is for you, that number is probably not wrong at all, the $244 value. I think that's probably the real price of all of this if you were going to buy it a la carte. And so if you want to get it now, $25, that's a hell of a good deal. So check that out. The map packs are really cool. I will warn you, one criticism from the community about this vault pack, it's not mix and match. You cannot use this vault pack out of order. It has a quest that goes along with it, so just be wary or warned that if you decide to do this pack, it is for a one-time vault exploration. Whether you want to open that vault or anything, I've not read the end of the quest. For all I know, it self-destructs or something. But, you know, as the GM, you could roll things however you want it. You know, your players could re-inhabit that vault and make a thriving community. This other one, though, the Wasteland Locales, I find this one a lot easier to work with. You get a Drumlin Diner, you get the Red Rocket Station, there's some storefronts, a warehouse, a train station, actually the whole list here, military checkpoint, garage. That is a lot more friendly. And so you can just deploy this throughout whatever campaign you want, as long as you can make it make sense. I will point out that all of these things come with NPCs attached. So you should just be able to pop the NPCs right onto your map and get into the experience with it without having to craft them by hand, which is something I had to do before. Let me pull myself up here at main screen for a moment. I'm going to try not to edit this episode much, pardon the lack of jump cuts. But let's go ahead, as long as we're not giving away all my private information, that when you get into Alchemy, they're actually highlighting this on the homepage right now. You can see here that they're talking about the sale, and there's even a trailer. I don't know if we should watch that. Maybe we'll click on that later if I remember. I'm gonna forget. So let's go dive into this game here. This is the one my friends and I have set up. We play this every Sunday on Twitch at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Well, more specifically, we kick off at 8. But you're welcome to join us, twitch.tv/Overseer Kyle. You've got your players over here. You got me, your GM, at the top. And if we were actually clicked onto a map, we would maybe see some NPCs. This is considered a scene background that we're looking at. And there are tactical map modes that can be engaged. So right here, I'm going to maybe show, yep, there we go. We have our own little custom area of the Fallout 76 map that we're using that I'm putting custom pins into. And this is kind of a nice way to, just for example, we could put, it's kind of a big icon here, but we could put down our players so they know what town they're in. In fact, right now, this is where my characters are in our real game. So on Sunday, whoa! I think character tokens are set once, not per map. That's something that Alchemy should do better with. I don't need them that large. In fact, I might have to warn my players that they might want to not switch them around so much. Otherwise, they got to really micromanage it. But it depends. Some maps are bigger than others, and that's all a learning curve of us as players updating these things. Like as you're uploading, you'll find out more. So here we got the Town of Hope that we go to in the background. Also has a tactical map for this. This maybe lets you see a little bit better of Alchemy. There is some Fog of War you can implement. Here's what I meant about how my player characters got different sized icons. I don't know why Sam there is massive, but for some reason his is much, much larger. Again, Alchemy is not perfect. If I have to give it one massive critique, it is laggy. Modiphius, please, if you hear me, you need to trim the fat on this game. It is so bloated. I, as a DM, this might scare people away from it, and that's fair if it does. I'd be warned that I, as a DM or GM, do not like to actually go through and go into the playing mode. So let's explain this a bit. When you're in turn order, and you can see behind me, there's a bunch of the NPCs here. This is where it starts to lag. You want a turn order in that, as the GM, you can use attacks. Like here's a claw attack from a Protectron. I could just roll that with a simple button press. My computer is high spec'd. I mean, maybe not for today. It's a 3900X Ryzen. So It's pretty beefy, but it's maybe not the most modern. Do you see how much lag it has? I got a 1080 Ti in here. Why is it lagging like that? It's the only program that makes my MacBook heat up too. Final Cut Pro, no problem exporting our 3.5-hour videos. Barely gets warm. This game, though, you know, it's... Yeah, so be warned about that. That's a serious consideration. And now we're at 15 minutes in the video, so I should probably be short about this. What else can I show you, though? Here's some of the pre-generated such that you can get into. And I apologize, I'm throwing a dart into the dark here because I'm not as versed on these scenes. You can see they got some nice visual effects. You can reuse some of these visuals, by the way. So see this lamppost here and this moving cable? That is separate from the visual image in the background. And the fires, I believe, are different than the lamppost. So basically, it's a 3-layered image we're looking at. And that means you can layer some of this in on your own. You also notice there's some background music. That should just be coming from within the game here. So I'm just going to click through. These shouldn't be any type of spoilers, just so you can see what's added. And again, I want to warn, you know, the speed you're seeing this all on screen is real-time render. So hopefully, yeah. Really pretty stuff, though, in here. I got to be honest. But that's why I say cut the bloat, you guys. At Modiphius. Look, I understand they're onboarding a lot of games and things, but they need to work some serious magic under the hood. Also, I do have to call out something that I flagged to them and support staff twice. When it comes to creating custom items for your character, something I had to do before we could bring over the Settlers and Wanderers guides, I was needing to make my characters bows and things like that are in these books. They should now be based into my game. But when I was trying to make these things custom before, there was a problem where they just don't have the combat dice you need loaded up appropriately. Combat dice are the special Modiphius 2d20 die that let you roll special effects for the game. Just to keep it short and simple with that explanation, they don't have that built into the custom character maker or custom world tool. So I can craft a bow, but I can't make its damage effects automatic. And here, let me play for just a second my friend's character. We'll check out Mac Raven's character. She has a bow automatically, or already, I should say, added to her equipment inventory somewhere. Actions. Yeah, here, Mac's got her bow, and this is a custom one that we've made. So if I roll this, so it makes a sound effect that I've added in custom. I don't know that any of them have gun effects naturally, but they're out there on the internet. You can get those. And then it automatically rolls the dice for us. It tells us where it's going to hit. So Mac did about 3 points of damage, and she hit them in the left leg, and she got 3 successes on her roll. That's great. There are also some concerns that the calculations that the game makes that it doesn't bring in all of the perks and such that your character has. So all of these are legitimate complaints. But look, for $25, that's a lot less money than it costs to buy any of these books on their own. So I will leave it up to you, dear consumer, dear purchaser. For me, it was an instant buy. Am I going to stay with Alchemy forever? That's up to them. The moment you go to host a second game on Alchemy, they start charging you a monthly fee. And I have a dream of us being able to host some one-shots in our Discord community. So if you want to test this game out, you want to see if you'd like playing at a table with us, maybe live on Twitch at some point, come join our Discord server and let me know that that's what you're into, because we could get to talking, we could get to rolling up some games on the weekend or something like that. Maybe some of them would appear on YouTube. Who knows? We'll just see where the future takes us. But hopefully this has been some kind of decent overview for you all. Is the pack worth it? Probably very much worth it. I think you'd get a lot out of that if you were to jump into this now. Right now on screen, I'm kind of going to show, because this is a little new to me. Yeah, like I didn't have some of these areas even up till recently. What's this one? Meeting of a stranger kind. It's going to add 5 NPCs, it says. So this is me adding a scene, and you're seeing how you do it. I'm pulling it from the book into the game, is what we just witnessed there. And if I press play, I don't know what we're going to see. I've never done it before. Okay, cute red rocket background. Now is there tactical mode? not in the scene I picked. Okay, that was on me. I just wanted to see what the cutie little dude there was about. But some of these very well might have some tactical modes. Let's look at this one. This is the vault entrance. This better have a tactical mode. Okay, let's hit play. And it loads us in. Now, when my players are here, I could hit cover all, and that would put fog of war over the entire map. I could also go ahead and erase that fog from starter areas. Here comes a problem. This is a little bit of a pain in the butt, Alchemy. What the heck? Look at this. Can I have the ability to make my eraser larger, please? Because as much sense as it makes to cover the whole map, I do feel a little silly at times. Like, can Kyle fill in all the gaps? Okay. So this went straight to a tactical map, by the way. This is the tactical map. It did not give us a scene, which is okay. That's fine by me. The scene means beautification. It's just that visual image to give your players a taste. And then the tactical map is this one. So anyway, without spoiling this vault for you much. Oh, let's take a look. It preloaded some NPCs. Okay, there we go. There may be some Protectrons in this scene, and we could go ahead and show them on the map there. Whoop. So Protectrons would come into the initiative queue above me. You can see them there, and I can move them around. My players would be able to see them, especially if I have... well, they were hidden first, and then I chose to make them visible. So hopefully this has been a little bit of a fun overview for you. I hope it's been useful. I hope that you found this valuable for yourself. If you're going to buy this, do let me know below. Let me know if you took advantage of the sale or not. I think you should if you're interested in the game. It's very fun. My critiques of the book stand, my critiques of the VTT stand, and all of those are things that both of these companies can fix very easily by making sure you got staff on the job. Make sure you have people tasked to do this. Do not overlook quality of life. And it sounds silly for me to have to say that out loud to companies, especially those as large as Bethesda, but really, truly, they need both to polish this up, and they'll have a masterpiece product then. But until that point, it leaves me feeling still a little chafed with Alchemy. And Modiphius, well, they have a really cool lineup for us this next year, as long as they stick to it. They are maybe a year late in they're going to release a new book about a new Reno. I think that's coming in Q4 of this year, 2025. It was supposed to be Q4 of 2024. So they did a big splash, big PR push recently, got a couple headlines for themselves out there. So I assume it's coming this year. But we can only cross our fingers. Overall, really like it. Come by, see us on Twitch. Sunday nights, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on Twitch, 8 p.m. on YouTube. And then we re-upload these episodes whenever we're done with them. Whenever we, get through our 3.5-hour game, we go and we put them up on YouTube like this. Whoop, there he is in the background. I'm working on getting my camera behind me is a little bit low res. I'm trying to figure that out over time. Bloop. Kyle, why are you low res there? But either way, you can kind of see us using the map. This is what it looks like from the player perspective at home. Yeah, these assets on the map are by a Patreon that goes by the name Lore, League of Something Explorers, and I have their stuff pinned below. So if you want to check that out, really cool asset pack to go with it. Beyond that, if you want to see more about Fallout, whether you want to look into the books more, or I think in the future we're going to upload some prop review videos on here. I've got some cute Fallout props in the other room. If you want to know more about that, I'd happily upload them. Check out the YouTube shorts. A lot of this content is going up on our Tales from Tomorrow page on YouTube. So don't just subscribe to Overseer Kyle, but also check out the Tales from Tomorrow Fallout page. Content bumping out there like 3 times a week. In fact, I just did a podcast today called The Overseer's Log, which is very similar to this. I just go into some detail about what I've been doing with the game for the last week and kind of give GM advice here and there as I kind of think of things that are relevant and all the rest. But I hope this has been good. I will let you go. Have a great night, Vault Dwellers, day, wherever you are in the vault. It's whatever time your automatic sunlight is set to after all. So be good. Don't forget to clear out the pipes and the plumbing and all the rest. And we'll catch up with you in the next episode. Take care.